Hi, I'm Christina Heidick with PTO Answers, and today I'm going to tell you all about how to be the very best PTO family events chair. Okay, my very best tip for being an awesome family events chair is to actually start planning early. So this means that I don't want you waiting until the fall to start planning events, because if you're anything like me, you have great aspirations, but sometimes you take on a little bit more than you should. And if you wait until fall to start planning everything, then you're not going to be able to do quite what you'd like to do. You're going to get caught up with all of the back to school stuff, and you just won't have the time to do it. So instead of waiting until fall, kind of get a map together in the spring or summer, and then fill in the details as you go. It's a lot less overwhelming if you approach planning this way, because you're going to be planning events in chunks rather than everything all at once. The second way that you can be a really awesome family events chair is to actually think cheap. Really good family events that draw a big crowd and get people really excited don't have to be expensive at all. So if you're working with a small budget, you shouldn't feel bad. In fact, that can be more liberating because you literally have no money or very little money to work with, so you have to be creative. Some of the best ideas come when you're constrained like that. So some really inexpensive events that I've put on in the past is we had a back to school bash at the beginning of the school year, where we invited families to bring a side dish, a salad, a dessert, or maybe even some drinks. PTA provided the main dish of pizza. So the only cost to us was pizza and paper products. And we didn't have a DJ. Instead, I called the local fire department and police department, and they sent over trucks, and the kids could climb in the trucks, climb in the car. It was really fantastic. Some of the very best pictures came of parents taking pictures of their kids in the back seat of the cop car, which was pretty amusing. I may have gotten a few of my kids back there. And then I promptly told them, this is the only time I expect to see you in the back of a cop car. So in that same vein, think about what you have in your community. Here in Cleveland, we are blessed with 3 major sports teams, I think. Yeah, Cavs, Indians, Browns. And then we even have a minor league hockey team that has done pretty well recently. So we have a lot of opportunities with those sport teams for outreach. For example, the Cavs have a scream team, and they are free to come to events as long as you get them on the schedule early. So remember how I said start planning as early as possible for your events? That's why, because if you wait till the last minute, or if you wait within a month of the event to start planning in the event, then it's too late. You're not going to be able to add in all of these free events, because a lot of free things come with the disadvantage of that. It takes a long time to plan them, or you have to get on their books early. So don't miss out on all of the wonderful opportunities that your community has simply because you didn't start planning in enough time. And I would say this actually goes for everything in all facets of life. You should never, ever, ever assume that the answer will be no. So you should always ask, because they might say no, and maybe you're pretty sure they will say no, but what happens if they say yes and they are available to help you out with your event? How fantastic would that be? And again, it would be another missed opportunity if you simply assumed that the answer would be no, so you didn't even bother to ask. My 4th tip for how to be the very best family events chair is to communicate well with your families and promote events early and often. Remember how I said that you shouldn't be waiting till the last minute to plan things? Yeah, that is because you're supposed to be promoting the event at that time. So if you were busy planning the event, then it's going to be hella hard to start promoting the event at the same time, especially if you don't have all of the details nailed down. So this is why I encourage everyone to have their entire calendar of all the events you're going to have for the year planned out, written down, calendared before school even starts, so that day 1 of school, you can send home a calendar with every family so that they will know about the events, which increases the likelihood that they'll actually be able to come to the events. My very last tip for how to be an awesome family events chair is to actually just stick to your budget. Like, you have a budget for a reason. It's what your PTO can afford, and you shouldn't be going beyond those boundaries. If you do spend beyond your budget, then you really do risk having to pay for the overages out of your own pocket. So make sure that you're sticking to your budget. Of course, there are always times when there are unexpected costs, and that's when you should be approaching your executive board and getting their permission to spend a little bit more than what was planned. So there you have it. There are 5 different ways, 5, not 4, 5 different ways to be a really awesome family events chair. If you're looking for even more information on this topic, then make sure to check out the blog post that I have linked to in the description. If you enjoyed this video, or you're just a PTO nerd like I am and love all things PTO, then make sure you subscribe to this channel so you'll get notified when I release new videos.